Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you on this daily UPSC MCQ series. In the evening these lessons come, in the morning the Hindu analysis videos they come. 1st of September it is and this month is starting, so you need to meditate about your preparation. And you see, apart from your timetable, your syllabus, your preparation, you need to think about your own control also, your own efficiency also, that how much you are able to convert your wishes into your hard work. That is the key to success, because without that your all plans are not going to be successful. So that's why that's the most important thing. Pocket News app is trending on Google Play and you can download this app. And regarding these courses, the affordable courses, the description is given below the video. You can call on these numbers and you can visit the website also. PDF you will get here on this Facebook group, and Telegram channels link you will also find there. And you can follow me on Instagram too. And first question, State of the World Population 2019 is released by ECOSOC. ECOSOC is an important organ of UN system, but it is not the report released by it. There is a United Nations Population Fund that releases this report, and it has given India a specific report also, because India is going to be the most populous nation by 2027 according to the report. So that's important. Next, India's fertility rate means a lady in her whole life, means 15 to 49, in this age, how many kids she gives birth to. So that's fertility rate. And here in India we are trying to control that number, and you see that's why this statement is wrong, because our rate is 2.3 right now and we are targeting 2.1. that is the replacement rate. So we are targeting 2.1, and many of the states, they have declined these number here, and the world's average is 2.5. So we are actually trying to control here, and the world's population is on a different path, because China is trying to control, we are trying to control, but other countries, some are losing their population. Like this, Japan has reached on such a place where the population is declining. So more number is there for the old people, and the young people, they are not getting married and they are not giving birth to many kids. So that's why the population is on a decline. So different kinds of graphs are there for these populations. So that's the thing. So both the statements are wrong here. D, none is the answer. You can see UNFPA releases this report, and India's population is around 1/6 of the world's, 1.37 billion according to 2019. And you see, after 2 years we will have our next census. So many reports we will have, and our longevity or the life expectancy is actually lower than the world's average. And this is the fertility rate, 2.3 births per woman, and compared to worldwide 2.5. India is going to be most populous country by 2027, and you see China will be on the second place. That's important. That's interesting here. Next, Constitution does not allow separate flag to states. You see, many times we have seen this issue on social media that separate flags of these states, they are being hoisted and all, in Nagaland, Karnataka, everywhere we have some issues. But you see, according to Constitution, there is no separate provision, there is no article which states about state's flag. It doesn't prohibit, that's the issue. And even the flag code of India, which was taken in 2002 for the specific purpose, that also does not prohibit the use of state flag. Only thing which is given in 51A and other respective acts, they say that there must not be any insult to the national flag. So that's important thing. Both the statements are wrong here. D, none is the answer. Okay, you see, there is no separate provision and there is no prohibition in the Constitution for that. 71 Act says insulting the national flag by burning it, mutilating it, or defacing it is prohibited. So it talks about the prohibitions, and this 50 Act talks about the uses of it. And Flag Code of India does not impose any prohibition on state's flag. Only one thing is that it should not insult the national flag. Next, country which has launched a space command. It's a very important issue. Space is being weaponized, and many countries are targeting space now. We also attacked our own satellite there. China has done it in 2007, and Russia is also in the race. So US recently has launched a space command for its country. It's a 11th battalion command. It's a space command, and after that it will create its 6th specific space force also. So that's really concerning, and in which way this world is moving, big countries are moving, that's really a cause of concern, because many challenges we have. In today's newspaper we have all the all the biological challenges, the medical challenges in front of us, and the bacteria, viruses, they are haunting our future, but countries are in this race. So that's a problematic thing. D, none is the answer, because US has launched its space command, 11th combatant command. Very soon, establishment of the state space force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. So that's a thing. Next, global linker. What is global linker? Is it a military satellite? Is it a solar powered aircraft? Or is it a network for wildlife protection? Actually, the answer is, it is going to be a important portal, or you may say a kind of a internet platform where the small and medium enterprises globally, they are going to link up, and the customers and these small companies and all, small institutions and all, they are going to be connected, and it will not be a social media platform, but it will be on the lines of the Facebook there. So D9 is the answer, and it is for the small and medium enterprise there. Once logged in, a user will find posts from entities that he is connected with, and the network of connections, notifications related to post, likes, and other important things. So these will be commercial things, will be on the on the line of Facebook like platform, but it will be a important portal for small and medium enterprises. So global linker. Next, TB detection. You see, in the issue of tuberculosis, the biggest issue going on with that is the antimicrobial resistance. But you see, there is a bigger there is a different challenge, that is to know about the TB infection, whether a person is a patient or not, because the TB detection itself is a huge problem. First, they were diagnosing it with the skin testing. Now that is failed, because in many cases you cannot be sure. Sputum sample was also used, and still it is being used, but additional important molecular biology based testings are also going on. So there is no simple method, there is not a single method of sputum sampling that can give you the proper detection of the TB, because sometimes false positives are there, sometimes false negatives are there. So that's the issue. So the first statement is wrong. And recently, multi-institutional team that has actually given an important kit where 3 important components of it are there, and TB detect is a very important component of it. That is going to use LED fluorescence microscopy. So microscopy is certainly going to used, and this is the first component. Second component and third component is also there. So it is not ICMR, it's a multi-institutional team that has developed this TB detect kit. So that's wrong. D, none is the answer. And you can see here 3 important components: TB detect, TB concentration and transport, and TB DNA extraction. So on the DNA level, we need to diagnose things, then only we can be sure of a TB disease. It's a bacterial disease, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and the biggest issue is of the antimicrobial resistance, as is the same case now developing for the cholera disease. So very, very dangerous and sensitive issues are going on in the medical world, and these are biggest challenges. Now you see, TB we have well discussed, and we have a NTB strategy for 2025, but you see, in the next question we will know about a issue regarding cholera. Cholera used to kill villages, small towns and cities in 19th century, and when the detection happened and they came to know that it's a bacterial disease, and the antibiotics were used, then these were lesser than gods, these antibiotics. But now antibiotics are failing. Regarding cholera also, you see, cholera, when it happens, normally we call it heja in Hindi. So when it happens, the person loses all the fluids of the body. Okay, there is extremely intensive vomiting and loose motions, and not a single drop of the fluid that wants to remain in your body in the cholera. So that is how dangerous this infection was. You must watch these videos on YouTube and all, and with many infographics and all, they will tell you what kind of a disease cholera is. But today we have antibiotics, so we do not know about it. This generation doesn't know about that. But very soon there can be a bigger problem, because antimicrobial resistance is developing regarding the cholera bacteria, and they are becoming resistant about the important antibiotics which are used here. So if that is happening with a fast pace, then nothing can be a bigger danger for human life, because this is a kind of a most infectious disease. one of the most infectious disease, and it used to kill whole villages within 1 to 3 days, because the infection was so intense that people were dying within 24 hours. So it's a bacterial disease, and antibiotics are failing for that. So there's information in today's newspaper. You see, the sulfamethoxazole, that was the antibiotic that is failing, that is showing the highest resistance. Means the bacteria are showing highest resistance against this particular antibiotic. So that's a cause of concern. You must go through the whole report, and extremely important these informations are. Vibrio cholerae is the bacteria. You can see in the picture, it's a rod-shaped bacteria, because Vibrio is the name with it. So it's a rod-shaped bacteria, and they are very dangerous. Now, next issue, biofilms, again related to the antimicrobial resistance issue. You see, biofilms are not a help. These are actually a strength of bacteria. These bacteria, they come together and they release some proteinous substance, or maybe a fluid, that creates a biofilm. So they cover the surface there, and this is how the antibiotics, when they try to impact the layering of the bacteria or the bacteria, then they are not going to work, because the biofilm will stop the impact of the drug. So this is how biofilms mainly are responsible for antibiotic resistance in many of the cases, and bacteria have learned to create biofilms there. So this is also an issue in the today's newspaper. Biofilms are not made of nanoplastic or something like that. These are bodily fluid, that is proteinaceous fluid. Based on that fluid, they create this biofilm. Means they come together and they stick together, and with that fluid they will form this biofilm there. So this is how they are gonna cover the whole surface, and wherever the infection is, wherever the bacteria's colony is, there the drug is not gonna reach. So that's the case. D none is the answer here, because both the statements are wrong. Okay, you can see this is how it will look like in the microscope, and this biofilm is the main issue these days, where it is found in many cases in many bacterial colonies, where the antimicrobial resistance was seen and the biofilms were present there. So biofilms are the reason for the resistance. It's a power of the bacteria, you must say that. It's not a problem for the bacteria, it's a strength of the bacteria. Next, Strait of Malacca, where it is, and this particular passage is one of the most important passages in this world. If you talk about the world trade, the transportation of the cargoes and all, then Strait of Malacca is a very important area, because it connects the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. So you can have an idea, but the options are confusing. So the answer is Indonesia and Malaysia. So here in D option, Malaysia and Sumatra is given. So this is the Sumatra island, the westernmost island of the Indonesia country, and between it and the Malaysia country, there this Strait of Malacca is present. You can see the Kuala Lumpur city. This is Strait of Malacca. Singapore is here, and this is Sumatra, the Java island. Indonesia is made up of many islands, the Brunei island and the Guinea island, and these important areas are there. So this is Indian Ocean, this is Pacific Ocean. So this is how these cargoes are moving. They're going to China, they're going to other countries and all, and other important straits are also present there. So these are important. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Saini. We'll be taken tomorrow.